All right. Thank you all for joining us today. My name is Jae-hee An. I'm the Director of Academic Counseling Services, and I am here with Mrs. Ann An, our Head Academic Counselor. So today we're going to be going over the path to admission, high school admission success. So as long as we're here, then we will go through this webinar with the understanding that we do want more for our children, more high school admissions, more specialized high schools. So how do we get there? And where do we start? So with that, Mrs. An will be taking us through all of the steps to that success. This past year, so not all of our results this year have come out, but this past year in 2023, 49 MEK students have been accepted to BCA, to Bergen County Academies, 19 to Bergen Tech, and then 20 to the academies at Englewood. With this, about 1 out of 5 current BCA freshmen are MEK students, and that's something that that's something that we maintain every single year. So 1 out of 5 freshmen being an MEK student means that 1 out of 5 students at BCA are MEK students as well. With that, our students have also been accepted to all of these really amazing schools. So Phillips Andover, Phillips Exeter, and all these wonderful top boarding schools. Also, all these wonderful day schools, Horace Mann, Dwight Englewood, Montclair Kimberly, Pingree, etc. And then we also have our parochial schools. So Regis High School, St. Peter's, Holy Angels, Immaculate Heart, and the list goes on. This is just a few, really, of our really wonderful results. We have amazing results every single year. And so today, we will talk about how we get there. So today we're going to be talking about STEM private school admissions, tools for successful test prep, why you need to start early, and then of course the overall timelines. So with that, Mrs. An, can we go through this first question? Why consider specialized high schools?
Hello, everyone. This is Anna. Okay, throughout the year, many questions, just I got all the time from middle schooler, and they are all just look for a great, academic journey for their children, and mostly, I guess, just that this webinar, just that we are with a parent, right? So, just for the schools, just the school itself is very important tool to raise our children to being just a success. Always that this is top question, which high school or school where they have to. Yes, why we consider specialized high schools part is, I guess just I like to bring up your attention about specialized high schools. What is the school like that? So if just a student just needs any kind of a specialized interest than other student, definitely we do better just consider about specialized high school. For here, one just a particular school name is BCA Bergen Tech. This school just we call the STEM school, STEM magnet school. Obviously, this school is for highly focused on science, technology, engineering, math, or those kind of just the area. This STEM school program is PCMBT. However, nowadays, career track education on each high school, they do a STEM program more add-on. Okay, so which is not only BCMBT, still student can just work on those special interest in their high school too. But throughout the rest of a meeting, we can just keep on talk about it, who will be capable, and then how we have to just work on better with this kind of just a school, just finding the school kind of a journey. Okay, probably next slide we have. Yeah, so I just make it kind of a few bullet point of just a thinking point. It is students who find their current school curriculum too easy and boring, or student looking for greater challenge, or student with a non-core academic interest in this area. Regarding just the first, just the bullet point, definitely just that you don't want to student to be, boring every day. It just to make it, student body size getting bigger, physically grow and grow, but actually just the work to do, it is definitely unbalanced about their growing pattern. We look for definitely just a better school. Yes, thank you, Jahi. And, small fish and big pond, or big fish and small pond, it is very common, but I think that this common make it great sense. We have to always remember. So my child is at this time, it is very small fish and big pond, but he enjoy enough about this just bigger kind of a sea, or just that this just a small pond, he feel like it very just boring, and feel like it just unpleasant or not happy every day. So let's just think about this kind of just the scene all the time. Okay. And other part is to challenge. So sometimes we are in very just a good school district, no wonder, just that this is kind of higher ranking school district we are, but all of a sudden just my child cannot just fit into environment. Not that school district kind of a matter, and any kind of a sudden incident or any kind of a happening is not let them just have a happier day. Definitely just a changing school, let them have turning point or brand new starting starting of a new day. So school itself is, I guess, our child more than 60% of our life, it is in school. Okay, quite important. We just let them, bye-bye, have a great day, and I let them go to the school. They just have a whole day, up to the 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and just the evening time, just a little bit of with us, right? And then they sleep. So I guess wake up time in a whole day, more than 60% day in the school, and those are school days we don't know. So we have to just see about just any secure environment to let them grow better. Okay, here just the why school, just the why we have to find a different school matter. It is all related thinking. I will be just happy to discuss with you. I have more experience than you, I know, but maybe your child is first child of your, you are just at your house. But I have, all the time, 700, 800 students, with me. Maybe I can just give you, good, mentor for you to how you have to make a brainstorming to navigate which school is better for your children. Okay. All right.
So in order to do that, we do have our 40-month project.
Mhm.
We talk about 40 months in terms of college admissions very often. We don't necessarily think about the 40 months in terms of high school admissions as much. But I think, Mrs. On, you can take us through what those 40 months entail.
Sure. Back then, I guess more than, just that there many years ago, just from the ninth grade to go to the college admission, get it done. How many months? I just calculated it is 40 months. But, just the same kind of a manner when I just prepared about 8th grade BCA prep or high school, just the private school admission, application done. I just calculated to, where was kind of a beginning point and how many months like that. You know what, actually from the 5th grade in September and then 8th grade, the order of application is over. It takes 40 months. This just the webinar. We have a lot of just, parent here. I am not sure about where your child is. So maybe here, maybe here, maybe here. So I guess just that you are in all just on the, road map of a 40 month. Okay. So here just during the 40 month of from the 5th grade, Another part, this 4 pillar, we are all considered to the 40-month along with. It is. And I actually school report card, it's just the high school admission, look at it is usually from the 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade, the first marking period. Okay, so this part is parent has to know very clearly. Okay, 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade, the first marking period is some middle school, some school district from the 6th grade is middle school. Okay, at this time, Bergen County, any other school, just any school, just not consider fifth is middle school, but sixth, many of the schools just consider middle school. So, high school, they look at a middle school report card 6, 7, 8. But why fifth is important? Fifth grade of their work is impact on sixth grade level placement. Few of X-rated, curriculum, school district has, they just make it at the end of a 5th grade, they do placement exam to let them just go on to math, 6th grade and which level. So, high school, they just, make it math level around 3, 4. But, some school just from the 6th grade, they divide the math level around the 3 different math level. It is all from 5th grade. Okay, maybe you understand why I consider 40 months to start 5th grade from. Okay, so 5th grade NJSLA, it is impact on 6th grade level placement. And then, those are just NJSLA and a school grade impact on that. Okay. If we are considering Bergen Academy application, however, from the 7th grade, their, just the level placed in middle school is lower ranking. I, usually discourage to BCA application. Yeah, it is. Why it is? Bergen Academy, Bergen Tech is specialized public school. They consider school district and student ranking. So if already just that they got low level placed, actually 8th grade, when they just are doing great job and low level, but it does not make it any good ending. Okay. Yeah, here's the webinar, I cannot see about your reaction or your question, but when you just come to my meeting, and just if you are here, your child is here, or your child is here, how you have to just work on about, more aggressive plan to just let them have a, just a goal to reach, let's just talk about it. Okay, but, just again, why report card from the grade 5 is important. It is there. Okay, other part, standardized test score NJSLA. Yes, NJSLA, it is this spring too, and on April 29 to one month, it is all Bergen County School District, they have to do it NJSLA, okay? NJSLA is school report card, which is school just, perform well to deliver well about common core curriculum of standard to each student, and a state just measure about school function or school just performance level through the NJSLA. But this one is also just evaluation student standardized test skill too. So school just the evaluation, school district and administration does, but here, student each individual, this NJSLAs, is based on school district and, standardized test score. Open, we can see students testing skills, just the level, how different than report card, we can see it from the NJSLA. Here, probably some parent is from the parochial school, which is Catholic school or private school. So they have a different test score from math test, Terra Nova, or OLSET, or, just the ERB. Many different standardized test score we can standardized test the student can experience. It is. Even just the one school, just one grade has 2 or 3 different math teacher, but they just does it different way. Using about Common Core, their understanding or their delivery way is different. So actually school report card and there are no such a guarantee to just a high A level of a test score. So all the time, just the admission round, student has to showing about their, just the level of commitment for each curriculum through the report card. And then as well as they have to present their skill level to the test score. I wish just to hear this meeting or parent understand very clearly. And, just the open day, just come to my desk and, my child does it so good. And, but still just that they have a weak test taking skill. Okay, here test taking skill just is not just developed by a few months of just training. Okay, it is showing of a student's level of understanding for just all of academics. So it's very just important just the metrics to understand students' academic capability. Other than that, during the here 40 months, accolades, which is, just for extracurricular activity, and then exploration and interest is developed. Probably up to the 4th grade, nothing to do much about just extracurricular activity. Just taste it for little taekwondo or any kind of a sports, or some of just music activity, or a little just art, just a drawing. They probably has tasted, but from the 5th grade, definitely just that they can have a more in-depth. Through the a couple of years of just exploration of a variety of activity, I guess 6th and 7th between, they have to nail down about just which interest that they have to go on to more, right? Usually this interest part lead on to Bergen Academy or Bergen Tech or specialized high school of a reason why they want to go. Okay. Yeah, just I guess why 40 month, but I think you got it about just how this 40 month is make it well for students, kind of a new start, a turning point, or very successful for the future, kind of a baseball. All right. And also just I like to just let you just I like to stress about enhancing academic rigor related activity is, students just work on about their school and school days and homework time for the work on report card. Often just I ask to my consultation desk, did you involve in any kind of outside of a school academic activity or enrichment just a course? Some student, yes, always I do many different math program or writing or tutor, they just said, but some case of a student, I do just a school, just work on the school only, and then do a little bit of an extra activity. If just those kind of a question and answer is from the 5th grade, I usually recommend it. From this time, you have to gradually just add on more, enrichment course outside of a school, because, you are or your child, just the viewpoint has to be bigger and bigger. Okay. Learning from my teacher, it is this much. I can just learn more than just a school classroom. I can just challenge more than school classroom. Then while they are just being on 8th grade, they will be just very comfortable to understand about just how they have to compete and are just going to, other than, just the school classroom, what kind of just learning environment they can just, more, enjoy the challenge, reason about just the local high school, to change it to other school. They will have a more just a viewpoint and, just their, what is it? I would say ready to challenge. I can just more, just that they're elaborated this kind of a 40-month project from the 5th to 8th, preparation on high school in the next slide. Okay, all right. I like
Before we move on to the next slide, though, we do have a question here. What are the numbers in red below the months? And that's a really good question. These red months are very good checkpoints. So you see how they are a lot more frequent starting in the 7th grade, and then we have the 8th grade. Months 39 and 40 are testing months, which is why those are red. So basically, these big red months are kind of our important ones, the ones where we want to set plans, we want to make sure we're on the right track and all of these different things. So thank you for asking that question. If you do have any other questions, you can use the Q&A button at the very bottom of your screen, and we will answer just like this throughout the webinar or also during our Q&A times. Thank you.
yes.
So we'll move forward.
I have a one just a part the stress to all parent is, here related with mark on 5th grade. Okay, here just every parent knows about 5th grade, what is kind of a math agenda. That's the fraction. Okay, fraction. Going into high school, just understanding algebra or challenging math curriculum, fraction has, enormous just power to let them succeed. So when student learning about fraction, showing student, you can see about students math interest, very just interestingly. Some student easy to move on to division to fraction. It just to make a kind of a math journey very different way than reverse case too. So when students just are showing about challenge about fraction, they usually just having a challenge about 6th and 7th grade math portion. It is just to make a big just struggle to prepare about 8th grade, any kind of a high school admission. That's the reason 5th grade, one part is math, just a red mark on it. One English portion is 5th grade, just the student has to learn about critical reading and writing well. Okay, when you just look at a student's curriculum in 4th grade, they starting about those kind of a critical reading, critical writing part of a basic. But 5th grade, they have to showing about just the essay format, just well. So which is 5th grade, their writing part is strong enough and showing about critical analysis better. I guess their journey up to the 8th grade and high school, preparation will be very comfortable. Okay. Thank you for waiting.
So we'll move on to the next. 8th grade is definitely the most important.
Right.
So Mrs. An?
Oh yeah, sure, I can do that. Yeah, this is the usual 8th grade journey. Okay. Here you can see about BCA-BT entrance exam first weekend of December. Actually, just the 2022. This one was 2023 January. From 2023 last year, BCA-BT, just that their entrance exam pulled up 1 month ahead. So, which is 8th grade, they have only prep time September, October, November only, because this is first week of December. How busy they are, how, just the challenging for a timeline. I think parent has to aware very well. Here November, parochial high school, HSPT is there. Okay. And, here BCA-BT application is still just the last year, November 30th. So here from the September to this time, we should just prepare parochial high school. If just a student from the here to Dwight Englewood or EMS or public school just considering private day or boarding school, they have to just walk through all of the application, test, interview process that has to be happen October, November, December. Okay, just that this interview time will be October, November, December, up to the January, and then application due it is January 15th to February 1st, and a private boarding and day school. So last year, just I made it, I kind of built my, strategy for my BCABT student. I let them just prepare about BCABT, highly focused on September to December. Let them just work on about private boarding school, day school, just the finalizing test and application. I just let them do it, just the December and January. When you just look at it, this kind of a calendar, and then knowing about your child, about current skill status, and just a plan, you can just map out this calendar well. Okay, so point about this kind of 8th grade calendar is right there. Maybe you can just put down for your calendar, and then how just that this month is going to be. Reminder, if your child has very just a serious activity to showing about this application, I will respect your plan. Other than that, you have to practice, or you have to just make it your own strategy to give up. Okay, what you have to give up, what you have to focus on, those kind of strategy it is very just important learning for your child too. Okay, if students' plate is full of something, they cannot make it succeed at the end. All right, maybe you have to just keep on talk about it. This one you have to keep it, this one you have to give up. I guess this is very, very mature strategy to make it students succeed. Okay, let's go to next. Thank you. High school admission test is many. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Many, right? I will just make it kind of a quickly move on. Is all just the test actually based on 8 up to the 7th grade knowledge required. Okay, which one is harder and easier? We can do that. BCA, BT, math test is harder than everything. Math test is. It is, it is very different than school curriculum. However, it is backbone is school curriculum. So based on 7th grade pre-algebra knowledge, it just make it kind of a, challenging, word problem format. So students' basic skill is very important, which is operation and number sense, and then how they have to do a word problem and a focus on professional thinking and pre-algebra. This is kind of an easy word, but very hard. It is because students just accelerated math level going into up to the algebra 2 and 7th grade, they just miss out, oversighted this part in their, grade 5 and 6, which is BCA prep is, uncover about those kind of oversighted area, let them practice just those seriously to make it, good job, and matching about their skill level on the test day, right? Then SSAT, ISE, it is very different than school English. So they just highly focus on students' analogy and reading comprehension verbal skill. So this one is needed longer prep than math portion. English part need a longer prep. You can see that public school student never memorize the vocabulary, right? Here, SSAT, 60 question is verbal question. They have to solve within a 30 minutes, okay? Key point to SSAT, ISE is vocabulary. And they have to, maybe they don't, they don't experience and a Quizlet to memorize vocabulary before, earlier start, just that they will be all right. But later, when, just that you come up the idea to let's try SSAT and 8th grade and October English score, I cannot just expect it that much other than students genius and verbal skill. Okay, HSPT language expression is very challenging other than it is mixture with the SSAT and ISE like that. Here MEK, when student does the Bergen Academy prep, include academy and HSPT previous, it is go along. But SSAT, ISE, we need them separate prep. So that's why just you will see later on, just I kind of make it program journey. So while 7th grade student planning about just those many school, but if when they just come to our journey, they will be fine to handling about all just the 5 format of a test. Here, SSAT and ISE, it is, student doesn't take it both, but either, like SAT or ACT, just this is kind of, optional. So either SSAT or ISE, they can just, present it, but good test score, we have to present it. Some students take it both. Okay. All right. While just we have just the individual meeting, I can go over with, more your question, but I like to move on. Okay. Thank you, Jahi.
All right. So, within all of this, I know we talked about 5th grade a lot, but when do we need to start preparing for admissions?
I want to just tell you 2 starting time. Starting time 1 is grade 5 and 6. If you are thinking about just what if, you already just, it is good starting time you already have. So if a students, already, start to expand their academic journey from the 5th grade, I guess they already start about this kind of, admission journey, they did it. But another just starting time, just a more rigorous and a more, more intense level. What would be a good word? Right, just a test prep starting time would be 7th grade springtime. They should learn about just the test content, and they can just practice to score high later. We need them, at least 7-8 months or kind of a year, and it will be a great way to prepare interest, elaborate interest, and then expand their scope to understanding test, just bring up to their testing part of a test part of idea and competition, and those kind of out of a mind that's training to need them kind of a year.
Within all of that, then, what are the things that we need for admissions?
Okay. We should just understand, what is admission required. Maybe this question we can, I can just share about this kind of a question. Always I got it is to prepare about just a private school, to prepare about BCA, what kind of activity I have to prepare earlier. Okay. Here just the BCA, PT, let's say Stevenson in New York City Magnet School, or here just a biotech high tech in Monmouth County vocational school. They all public school. They are not highly looking at it students activity. Okay, here activity and interest is different. Okay, interest they have to bring it there, but list of accolades and activity they don't look at it. Although just the BCA showing about have a section about accolades, 100 words they can present it, but still just the admission point is academic. Okay, then private day school and boarding school is different. Private day and boarding school, they like to see how student is well-rounded to understanding about private school education. So, private school does not just, want to just, choose. Student just only can able to do a study. They want to see about student and rooms of, and room or capability to understanding about private school, general education, and all of just the environment the school offer. So we have to show something about students' character, capability, maturity to private school admission. So when do we need, okay, so what do you do, right?
Oh,
This is
sorry.
one. Yeah. What do we need for admission is you are considering those kind of just school shape, I think a parent has to understand, this school is what they're looking into. Okay. So through than that, you can just make a kind of a, preparation among the four report card, the school grade, test score is bottom line, how you have to just more info about accolades and interest, or, academic rigor. So which part do you have to just put on more portion? It is, from the understanding the score. Okay. I can just share about my consultation time of, kind of a solution is, a parent just they mentioned about, presented their interest is only a STEM school, BC and BT, not considering just their, just a any private school. I usually just recommend, report card and test score and enhancing academic rigor only. So sometimes I ask about, just that you can just hold it over students, some kind of activity, little pause to, just expand students' academic rigor, those kind of a balancing, I highly recommend it. Okay. All right.
Right, we do have one question here also regarding kind of those red numbers. So we do have a number 24, so month number 24 among this time frame. Are there tests happening at that time? Why is that time important?
Okay, 7th grade, number 24, 7th grade in August. Okay. This time just they have to start about grade 7th grade, studying. Okay, because 7th grade every day it is all about 8th grade, just admission time. They have to start about grade 8 to build up the good grade, right? And if a student is going into middle school at 7th grade and higher level, actually just at this month of August, they have to get ready about expanded for their, just ready to start for the school. Okay, 24 just we put on for important, just a month is regarding it. Okay, so yeah, I guess just student has to ready about academic challenge.
Yeah, I think to give another kind of summary, the 7th grade is a very important year. It's the year where the grades are much more important, I would say, or more significant within the admissions timeframe. So we want to go into the school year with a good amount of or a strong foundation of academics in order to support us throughout the entire year. It's really important to have that check-in point. So it's not a test time, it's a check-in point. At this check-in point, we want to see how ready we are for the 7th grade. If we want to get more help during the 7th grade to push us forward, how we want to go forward, that's when we want to assess it. So that's why we have that marker there. Most of these time markers are not tests, to be quite honest with you. The 39 and the 40 are the main tests. Everywhere else is really that similar type of check-in point. Where am I? Where is my student? What do we need more? That type of assessment we want to do at those red months. All right. So once again, if you have any other questions, I see a couple more just came in. Let's see, do continue to ask your questions through the Q&A. For here we have, for BCA admissions, is there any criteria per town?
Yes. Beginning I mentioned about just here BCA public school, they just look at the school district information first. Yes. Bergen County has 60 different, middle school. Among the middle school and high school size, they have some kind of a quota. Even just the 60 school, they have just the quota, but it is not that equal. It is based on student body and high school size, but still just their academic capability, they look at it. So I guess Bergen Academy test taker, which is, test application itself, it is more than 3,000. But among the like a number, 600 students being interviewed, and just the final admission is only 270 to 280, depends on, just the graduate of the year. Okay, so yes, school district, just, which school district, and then how student is, rank on each school district. It is this the first part is student has to compete in school district being a number 2 or 3 or number 5. Yeah, so kind of just the number we kind of make a ballpark figure is each school district maybe around 5, but some town just make it more, some town 0, it depends on the town.
Thank you. So yes, there are town criteria, I guess, but the biggest criteria is to excel and to be at the top of your class. Our next question is do overall grades, so do good grades, sorry. Do these mean for core subjects or for the overall grade? So basically, does a B in drama matter?
Okay, be in drama is just the elective kind of just the work, maybe it is not that much considered. So main is English, math, social studies, science, and foreign language 5 core. But you know what, actually, I mentioned that student has to be selected from school district. Okay, similar grade, and then my child has a B in drama, other student is all A. Definitely just my child just has a less position. But still just other than this school grade, we have a test score, and then little just a portion of an interview. It is not just the dominating factor at all, but I usually mention that, hey, in an 8th grade, you cannot be late. Don't just make a school absence. Your guidance counselor has to make a good kind of a point, and teacher has to make a kind of a, good word on the, recommendation. Be careful. I usually mention about that. Okay. Do well for everything is better. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Next question, what does the BCA Arts Academy look for?
Okay, Arts Academy is Academy of Visual Performing Art. So yeah, visual art, yes. Every year they select a student around the 7, 8, and actually visual performing art, they just make it, not that exact number of performing theater, performing and music and visual art. Some years visual is more than less, but average around 7. Okay, they're looking into art skill, yes, and that's why they do just other just on-campus audition. Student has to do it, showing about their art skill per prompt and interview time, and also they have to present their portfolio. But still, they look at it academic grade first. Student is being invited, interview pool, then they can showing about their art portfolio and art skill. Different, it is different happening in PT. Bergen Tech, they have a commercial graphic design. Actually, they look at it, portfolio part of application. They don't do the interview.
Thank you. So I think there was another question about how many times can we take the SSAT or the ISE?
Okay. SSAT, ISE does not need them. It does not have any kind of, number of, limitation. Okay. Especially SSAT, any, just every month, time schedule available, they can take it. It's fine. Okay. However, ISE, it is, from the ELB, this for the private school, they all use it for part of their school assessment. So student can take it each semester, which is tri-semester, some kind of a time limit they have. Many tests does not help because student has to well prepare and taking tests, see the result and take it another one is better. Okay. Still just that this SSAT and ISE, it is students, it is through the like a student score report. They report the scores, just a school look at it. So while they apply to SSAT, ISE, don't just choose it applying school before. When score is all just released, and at the time you can just pick and choose and score, send to admission. This is more smarter way.
Thank you. Along the same wavelength, can we choose the best score of SSAT or ISE and send it to the school, or can the school access the entire history of test scores?
It is related about previous, just what I mentioned there. Okay. If you don't allow to look at it, your score, school cannot see. School can see only your, reporting score. You can choose it English portion and SSAT, math portion and ISE. No, you cannot. You can just do it for SSAT certain day only. You can see just report the ISE day only. Maybe on the score report, maybe 2 SSAT score, 2 ISE score is fine. Actually admission will look at it, more comprehensively. Okay. Yeah, they will understand about middle schoolers kind of a test, kind of a testing time of history or, just the scenery. So no worry. But by the way, it is kind of a score is showing about unprepared, bad testing skill. We don't have to show. So archive on all score, and the best one just present the student skill. It is going to be happening about or approaching the application deadline. You can do that. Yeah.
Great. I have a lot of BCA related questions here. So if a student is in public school currently in middle school, will this student need to be selected by the town to attend the BCA test?
I
can start off the question again.
Yeah.
If a student is currently attending a private school in middle school, will the student need to be selected by the town to take the test, the BCA test? I can answer this really simply. No. Anyone who lives in Bergen County, anyone who has residency within Bergen County can take the BCA test. So I know that some people might be a little confused because we said, oh, you should be a top ranker at your district or at your school. This is either your district or your school. It's not like, okay, we're only going to take the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 students. It's much more holistic than that, right? What we mean by you want to be a top ranker at your town or your school or whatever it may be, what we mean is that you want to do very well. You want to have top scores, top grades. When I say top grades, as close to perfect as possible, if not perfect itself. So, don't put too much emphasis on, I don't go to the public school. How do I know how I measure up with them? It's a very different consideration from there. But Mrs. Han, anything to add there?
Sure. Yeah. A little bit. So residency, just that the residential address is number one, and you will compete with a public school student because just the BCA, they will choose a student for per school district. Still just that they have a considerable student who from the private school and public school. So knowing about those kind of admission kind of admission just the admission part of a policy and understanding and get ready, you'll be fine. Okay. Here Bergen County, many student lives in just Inglewood Cliffs student. Some student is private school, some student is upper school and Inglewood Cliffs. Still just that they are all just the Inglewood Cliffs school district kind of just for those quota. Okay, compete, yes. Tenafly, just the school district is very just we all know just that their X-rated curriculum and so on, it is high. But many students is private, just a school too. They should just compare with a school district, public school student. So as a compare, okay, yeah.
Yeah. And I think Mrs. On answered this question already within her previous answer, but there is a number limit acceptance or
Right.
basically a quota for every town. These are not publicized. We do not know those quotas. We have maybe a general idea of about this many students get in from this town per year, but none of those are set in stone. It's really based on what the school can provide for students that year. So for that, we often tell parents and students, don't get too hung up on the quotas. If you know, if you do well, you do well. But yes, Mrs. On, anything else to add about the quotas?
I like to just answer about this quota. When you come to individual meeting, it is delicate.
Yeah.
Actually, BCA, Bergen County Technical High School, just a system, they don't release about very detailed information about their admission part of a policy yet. So we all just understand about, just the result and use it for next year's student. So quite just it just depends on. So it is not an official kind of, message yet. I will just have an individual meeting to share about my experience. Okay, but normally around 3 to 5 will be good kind of idea. Okay, so some town can, have a more, just a more student quota they have.
I'm just going to quickly answer about 2, 3 questions and we're going to move on for interest of time.
Yeah.
So that we have a few questions about applying to both BCA and BT and all these things. Yes, we often do recommend students do apply to both BCA and BT, but that really depends on strategy. So that's something that you can actually speak about with Mrs. On during an individual meeting. That'll be a much better time to talk about that. Do you have to rank first and second choice for schools when you apply? Yes, you rank your first choice academy at BCA, your first choice program at BT, and which one, between BCA and BT, which one you want to apply first choice and second choice. So yes, there is a ranking process there, and all of those things you can actually we can help you with that ranking as well. And you can definitely apply for both BCA and BT at the same time and get separate admissions. If anything, most students do get separate admissions. So accepted to one, maybe not the other, waitlisted to one, accepted to the other. All these different things are decided separately. All right. The rest of the questions we'll get to at the very end of this session, just because we have a little bit more to take you through. So with that, we actually wanted to go into, sorry, let me just, give me one quick second. All right, so basically, where do we start, right? That's where we want to go next. Now, with that, we want to consider mainly in terms of academics, right? When it comes to how do we start our test prep process. And Mrs. On has said time and time again, we want to start in the 5th grade. Let's say we're not in the 5th grade, we haven't gotten started. Then we just want to get started now, really, as soon as possible. I want to take you through our NEK test prep equation, really. And I like to consider it like a pyramid. Because this 4th through 6th grade time with MEK learning circles, that time is often when we like to consider setting the foundation for the rest of our pyramid to go up. During the 4th through 6th grade, students would be, really strengthening that math and English foundation. They can also partake in competition math. Math Kangaroo was just this week. continental math, like all these different math competitions. And also nonfiction reading, which is a summer only course that prepares students for public speaking and for researching different presentation things. And so you can definitely set that foundation early. In the 7th grade, we take exam prep 8 in the spring of 7th grade, like Mrs. On said. And this course can also be taken during the summer after 7th grade. So depending on when the student can invest their time into their high school admissions. And then in the 8th grade, we have high school admissions test prep. High school admissions test prep, we kind of put a little bit broadly, but that includes BCA prep, BT prep, high school, parochial school prep, and also private boarding and day school prep. So all of those things we kind of lump into the 8th grade. But just like the way a pyramid is, that is really the cherry on top that builds on top of a very strong foundation that we build starting in the 4th and the 5th and the 6th grade. So you could think about it like this. Until the 6th grade or until the spring of 7th grade, really, we're building complete content mastery. And then in 7th grade, we're building testing strategy that builds on top of that content mastery. And now building on top of those two things in the fall is competition training, because all of this is eventually a competition. With all of that, I wanted to take you through our MEK learning circles. I know that many of you have already experienced our MEK learning circles, so I'll just kind of leave this here and then move on really quickly. But with our MEK learning circles, a primarily tiered program. So within English, we have reading and critical reading. Writing and critical reading. With writing, students are learning how to become independent writers, learning how to use organization charts and write those outlines and eventually build out their essay. Using what they learn in writing, they will go into critical reading, where they will use that skill to do reading comprehension and to do literary analysis. Very similar structure for math with operations and number sense. Students will be building calculation skills. So a lot more, I would say, easier question types to get students to understand their grade level topics. Then students who graduate from ONS will go into PSM, problem solving math, where they're going to be still in grade level topics, but much more advanced level questions like word problems, chart problems, etc. And so that's how you can think about our MEK learning circles for grade levels from 4th through 8th grade. So we have MLC writing 5 for 5th graders, 6 for 6th graders, 7 for 7th graders, etc. Right? Our final 2 are kind of our special courses. Like I said earlier, nonfiction reading is a summer exclusive course. And this course helps students develop public speaking and research skills, which are all strong foundations for debate. And then Mr. Han's Perfect Circle, MAPC. This helps students who love math already to foster that love for math through competition math training. We don't recommend this course for students who do not like math because they won't have a very good time in it. Now, with that, I know Mrs. On mentioned this earlier, but this is kind of our program map for our current 7th graders. So we just talked about earlier than 7th grade. This is our 7th grade map in the spring. So that could be now, but you can also see that exam prep 8 is in the summer as well. Students will take exam prep 8 and we'll go into course details really soon. From there, we can go into SSAT ISC Prep 8. We can also go into high school honors and MEK learning circles so that we're continuing this journey. A lot of students who do not intend on applying to private boarding schools and private day schools still do take SSAT ISC Prep 8 because The content is the same. It's actually a little bit more advanced or a bit different of a test. And so with that, students are able to get a much rounder understanding of test content. When that happens, they're able to really tackle anything that comes at them on test day. Now, students who are not taking Exam Prep 8 now can also take it during the summer, which is something that we often recommend. It's a very rigorous time, 3 times a week, so 21 sessions total. And then those students, once again, will be getting the same things as the spring course students did. However, these students will be going straight into BCA prep or SSAT or HSBT prep right after their course ends because of the time. During the fall, we have BCA BT prep, we have SSAT ISE 8, and then HSPT prep. So if you have any questions about what those mean, I will be showing kind of that overall chart to you at the very end of the session. So Mrs. An, can you take us through what Exam Prep 8 really is?
Yes, sure. Can you just go to second pyramid?
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
So here, just that Jehi introduced about MLC, our curriculum, before the slide. I want to just let all parents understand about, what is the test the student has experienced, and or how student make it successful, just success on test. And actually, test itself is just a to do and action, but actually important part is outcome from the test, right? To make a great outcome from the test. And also all the time, this is kind of my philosophy for the test is it has to be based on from their, content mastery. Learning about testing strategy only, it does not make it any kind of, just outcome. What's the testing strategy? Testing strategy is actually just all what they learned before, they have to comprise better and then utilize for the test. So strategy is actually just a way to interpret and just point it out to what part they have to use it, navigate the answer. This is all of a strategy. So here, this part is MLC. This part is Exam Prep 8. Actually, this part is BCA Prep. We developed the curriculum this way. It is, actually just we like to make a huge success all the time. How we have to make a success through the 270, 190 student of a BT admission, only 550 students, and not 500, 460, right? Less than 500 students. Among the 500 students, our student portion cannot be 500. I like to just let them have a huge success and worth to invest to just your cost time at MEK to utilize their future success. Yes, MEK BCA prep program is not only BCA prep. It is kind of a tool for success for their future, eventually college. Actually, student in college, they don't need a MEK, right? It is up to the college. So up to the college, they just build up the huge, resource on their life, and then they can make it, huge success later. Yes, BCA prep has a value with that. Can you just go back to Exam Prep 8? Okay. Exam Prep 8, we teach English, yes, math. BCA test, SSAT, all of our tests teach test students English reasoning skill, math reasoning skill. Okay. This skill is comprised from the grade 5 to 7 and 8. They are all learning past the several years with those kind of a mastery of our skills on the test. So Exam Prep 8, we teach it how they have to comprise all, just what they learned toward and testing, the way to, just pull out all of what they learned before to utilize the question. This is Exam Prep 8. So usage, okay. Maybe they learned, just the year before, 2 years before, but didn't use it. oversight it, or not using it in the school classroom, but through the exam prep aid, and actually just the MEK top teachers, they just keep on program to their, past what they learned before. Here, exam prep aid, we highly focus on their study skill. To make it great problem solving skill, student has to do it. Number one, annotate well, interpret, summarize, and they have to make it their own decision to make it right answer. This very important solving step, it is used for Bogan Academy test, SSAT, ISE, HSPT, although, even just the further, future SAT and ACT too. So that's the reason when students just work through exam prep aid and BCA journey, they all just come back to MEK with a top-notch SAT prep class. It is because, all right. So many parents just, give me just the feedback after BCA test is over. Students' English skill, our child English writing skill is stellar. It is day and night. What is kind of your secret? Okay. This is our secret is not as a big secret is we teach analyzing. Day 1 to day just ending, we keep on teaching analyzing. We just give it to kind of a feedback with a number and then with a comment. We just keep on, let them redo or review about just their mistake point to fix it over. Okay, this is an exam A. All right, so here, analytical problem solving skill, ability to apply learned skill to new problem, strong work ethic, endurance and stamina to tackle the different question. Along with it, we teach a competition. How they have to just make it clean and clear work and outstanding work to just being outstanding in the classroom, instructor, teach it every single class. What's the competition? Okay, here just the exam prep aid, we highly use it for SSAT, ISE reading portion and, BCA math question type. It is the reason students walk through exam prep aid, they are ready about SSAT, ISE, kind of just they're, ready to make a score, plus HSPT, reading comprehension, reading verbal skill, or any just the math part, that they will be fine with exam prep aid. It is the reason students just learning about exam prep aid going into BCA prep, they don't have to take it HSPT class separately. SSAT class, when student has to along with the SSAT, we just give it to important portion of our private session along with the BCA prep. When student did it the exam prep aid over the spring, through the many conversation and study plan, already student has a long lengthy just a school list. I usually let them take a springtime of exam prep aid, walk through all of a basic skill. Summertime they have to take it SSAT prep to get ready enough for the score and going into BCA prep from the September. This kind of just mapping out for their testing, test prep time is more required than before because of BCA prep time less than before, just 1 month shorter than that. Okay, so what if a student just did it for exam prep aid over the springtime, not just private school admission exam, just SSAT, ISE is not required, but still just we like to let them take it SSAT class, over the summer with a different purposes. What purposes? Strengthening their testing skill better. Get to know about score on the score, utilize what they learn from the exam aid to practice to, enough to toward them BCA prep. Okay, so just we can just give it to many variety of option, and after spring exam aid to going into for the fall BCA prep, and then summer exam aid to spring, for the fall, definitely just the students kind of individualize the schedule or consideration is all the time just the happen. So we do. I do those kind of individualized, study plan too. Okay.
Thank you. Well, we do need to say goodbye today, but I do want to invite you to actually our next event. On April 20th, oh, I should have put it here. On April 20th at the Clinton Inn in Tenafly, New Jersey, we will be having our Build Your Dream workshop. It's really a full day kind of event, but we will be having our 25th annual BCA-BT parent seminar. So you'll get to know a lot more about BCA as a whole. I know we had a lot of BCA related questions, as well as kind of admissions to private high schools as well. During the same time, students will be taking the BCA-BT mock evaluation test during the time of the parent seminar. So it is very important for students to be there as well. And then we're actually having an info session for students.
Yes.
This student info session is going to be very helpful in providing students with a better idea of where they are applying and what it entails to go to BCA, to go to BT, what are the academies and programs that are available to them. So we will be providing that as well. With that, we will also be providing a 40-month project seminar for students going into high school. So this is open to students going into 9th through 12th grade. And then our college admissions 101, which is, I think, probably our 14th year providing this seminar as well. So please do come. Our pre-registration is open right now. So if you scan this QR code and then of course you fill it out, then we will send you that sign up form first. You'll be on our priority list. It is very limited seating, and so you do want to get that seat first. Now, also though, we have all of our summer promotions going on. We're actually talking at a pretty good time. Next week on the 31st, we will be ending our 20% early bird discount. This is the biggest summer discount that we've ever provided, so please take advantage of it when you can. With that, there's a 5% additional discount upon one-time full payment or payment through PayPal. So that's up to 25% off, as well as a 10% package discount. So we just talked about high school admissions test prep. The package entails high school admissions test prep along with high school honors or MEK learning circles. So as long as you have this course catalog, you'll be able to kind of navigate what that means for you. But also, if you have any younger or older students, we have our MEK Learning Circles package, as well as our high school honors English, math, and science package. So please do take advantage while you can, and then yeah, we'll be all set. We want to make sure that you have all the tools available to you for success. But the thing is that the summer is the best time to take advantage of all these things. It's the best time to use. Every other time during the year, students are bogged down with extracurriculars and with school. So when we don't have to worry about it as much, when we can be proactive, let's be proactive. So yes, that's what this summer is all about. If you have any other questions, you can ask them in the Q&A. We do have a few here that we'll go through right now. But if you don't have any other questions, then of course, have a wonderful day. We'll be sending out the recording of this webinar sometime next week, as well as that pre-registration, or actually the registration form as well. If you haven't gotten a chance to scan that QR code, here it is. Please do register in advance.
Okay. Yes.
Let's go into the questions really quickly. How do we know? So we talked about town rankings. How do we know where the student is ranked or how the student is ranked within the town?
Okay, so rank means it is a little unclear word, and as long as students just make it a higher math class and middle school, because middle school doesn't make it English English part of just the X-rated curriculum, usually just the honors or, one level. But math does it for, different levels. So that's just the math part is showing about students kind of level high or low kind of a matter. And also just the BCA, BTA STEM school, math is important. So, top math class and all A, it just make it, the student is in a higher rank. Okay. So, school just cover about geometry is a high school curriculum or being with a high school student. If my child is in a geometry and then, maintain a good, all A, that's the most. Okay. Maybe it could be just the answer. Yeah.
I think so. Um, do students who want to apply to both BCA and private schools take both BCA prep and SSAT prep during the fall?
Yes, if you have just a very clear plan with that, I like to let them start the exam prep aid right now, springtime. So even just the springtime, we have 50% left. So get to know about all of the test content and training earlier. I highly recommend it. This group just that they have to take a summertime SSAT prep. Okay. If just the spring is not available, only somewhere in fall, or just starting with a fall, I will have just a more individual meeting to guide on it. It depends on student skill level. If a student skill level is too low, maybe we have a very intensive, extensive plan though. But if a student skill level is already very high, maybe we have just a, less just a worry to make a plan, which is individualized plan. Okay, having just the evaluation, let's just have a consultation. But why don't you consider we have an exam prep A curriculum at this time, once a week, 3 hours, and I just Wednesday or Thursday or Friday, and either Palpag and Closter we have a program. Okay, all right. So for the fall, just the BCA prep only 3 months. Maybe a test, the SSAT test prep. I have to just make it after just December, depends on their, readiness. I should just make it do those kind of a calendar to test the prep calendar, just I have to help them, build up the good calendar. Okay.
I think that brings us to a really good point with our next question. How do we book a consultation with Mrs. An? I just put into the chat here our main email and our main phone number. Now, if you shoot us an email, we might be able to get to you a little faster. Our phones have just been a little swamped lately. And so just mention that you're here at this webinar, and then we'll be able to help you there. All righty. So I think this is a really good question. The question is that I have heard that if you are a top performer in your town's public high school, then you actually have a better chance to get into top colleges versus being in the top 10 from BCA or BT. Is this accurate?
I guess this part, Miss Jahi, you can do that.
Well, if you're in the top 10 from BCA and BT, this actually will beat being in the top ranked, one of the top ranked students at your public high school. However, I will say that it's harder to be in the top 10 at BCA or BT than it is at your public high school, because it's just much more rigorous. You're with students who came from their public districts and were at the top levels there. So there is a very strong consideration that we need to take when, and of course, this is at the time when we have our acceptances and all of our results in front of us. We do need to figure out, okay, where can we excel and where will that make the most impact? It depends on so many different factors. So we can't say yes or no to this type of question, but rather, how well are we going to do? How well are we going to do? What is the GPA that we're going to get? All those things we don't know until we get there. So now this is a good question for, once again, after we get our admissions results, and then we can be a lot more educated about all the options that we have. I'll be very honest with you, BCA and BT is not for everybody. there are definitely students who don't do so well there. Maybe it's the environment, maybe it's the academics, whatever it may be. That's something that we can talk about together during a consultation.
I'd like to add on one comment here. It is, maybe this question is from 7th grade parent, so, or 6th, yeah. Don't just think about this, just the idea. It is too early. Your child will change a lot from now on. So if just students' capability really match with a BCA, they will just make it, totally different, shape or totally different, just the accolades at the end of just the BCA or, college admission time, which is at, 40th month. So rather than just the rank and those strategy, you have to just focus on your child's interest, capability. It is kind of a better sense to just consider this kind of a question and plan. Yes.
Yeah. Kind of similar in terms of the ranking, but how do you rank between the BCAPT, the academies that include SSAT, ISE, and HSBT tests? I'm going to assume in terms of difficulty, and which would prepare the student best for college admissions?
Everything help on college admission. Yeah. College admission, yeah, toward the college admission test. When student experience the testing skills, just a test, kind of a testing event in 8th grade, they have a different rank to go on. So which is 8th grade, this just the order of our plan, it will help already just moving on to their college admission rank very high. Okay. 2, what is kind of a school looking into? The student and family just that they just think about it for what school looking into. Those kind of idea, it is already let you guys for college admission preparation ranks. So everything helps.
Yes. And all of the tests, once again, are all aligned to Common Core state standards. So in terms of difficulty, there are students who find the BCA test more difficult than the SSAT and vice versa. So that's something that we would actually recommend taking it. We have practice tests available. And so if you want to have your student try out a few different things and see what works, what's best, then I think that'll be the best option for you. All right. What is the importance of accelerated math for BCA?
Accelerated math is very helpful. Okay, again, just the previous my answer, just the accelerated math curriculum your school district has, but your child is not in accelerated math. It is hard to get in. Yeah, there are no such thing to say not able to. Maybe possible, but very slim chance to get into BCA. So accelerated math student is definitely better chance to get into BCA. Okay.
Thank you. And then last 2 questions. From our program, can a student be ready for BCA, private school, and also top schools like Regis? So can our program prepare for all of that?
Sure. Yes, many students just prepare about, yes, BCA, Regis High School, Christmas or Trinity, or, just the Bogan Catholic, Don Bosco, or Holy Angels, and IHA. What I mentioned about around 7th school, right? And actually, some student does it more. And then they add on for private boarding school too. So actually, sometimes, list of a school is like a college, just an application size. But able to? Yes, able to. It is. Fundamental part is what? Exam prep A. They learn about all of a possible test content, how to dive into. They can just make it, just actually for the fall, practice exam, review the strategy. I should do this way. I should do, this way. Get ready about test today. Take the test and test today. Receive a score. What I have to do better. This is going to be from the September to, just, later kind of a, school year. Only thing is, not necessary non-extracurricular activities lined up. If a student just has to commit it, not important part here and there, it does not make it any happen. So if you plan about this long length school list, number one, parent has to make a very clear strategy, what school just that you want to present it. Now, this spring, March, you plan that, your plan will definitely make a success and your child will be very successful ending. Regis High School, they have just a little different view than just the Bogan Catholic or, local, just a parochial high school. I like to just help you for what they're looking into. Still, just the test part is, yes, through the like a program we care about that. All right. Okay.
Right. Now we had this question earlier, but you shared a list of schools you can apply to. Could you share that slide again? Well, you can apply to many more schools than this, but these are the schools that our students have had a lot of success with. So here's the list right here. And then you can, of course, feel free to take a picture there as well. All right, last question, and then we really need to move forward. But what should a 5th, 6th, or 7th grader do to understand what specific programs they might be interested in for BCA or BT? For example, do they need to make the decision whether they want to be a doctor or a data scientist?
Okay. Actually, no. Okay. Maybe a grade 5 student today, they want to be a doctor, and maybe they can just change their interest, and 8th grade, I want to just be a data science, So this is great. You have to just, enjoy about your child just want to be, I want to be a what? Why don't you enjoy more? Take it just their, future interest, just that they're without, freedom. Okay. But important part is what, just that they have some kind of an interest they want to be. Okay. Become a doctor, become a data scientist, when they just mention about those kind of, interests, the backward, just that just the more brainstorming what they needed, what is kind of a, shape. I think you can have a full of just a great story too. Just to have a conversation with your child. Enjoy. I rather enjoy. Program has to just specifically, just directed. No, we don't. But many of our article and critical reading and essay will just lead them to just dive into those interests more and more. But let's enjoy about their, learning journey.
I think that's a really good way to end our webinar. So if you do have any other questions, once again, please just give us an email or a call. We can book a consultation. We're also having that event on April 20th, so I hope to see all of you there. Have a wonderful day. It's raining out, so please stay warm.
Thank you.